Well, hey guys, it's Viejo here, and we're into the second week of June, right at the end of the second week of June, I guess. Another kind of a typical summerish, springish day here on the central coast of California. We get this morning overcast and lasts till noon or so, and then it goes away. And that's what we had today. Hey, this is episode 20 of Wadcutter Wednesday, and what I've got for you today is another real old ideal mold, probably made between 1925 and 1940, judging by the vent groove situation on this particular mold and the fact that it says ideal and Middlefield, Connecticut. You've heard me talk about that. Still made by Lyman. They had acquired the Ideal company by that time. But anyway, an oldie but goodie, I think, and a single cavity, very lightweight little old mold for the 45 Colt class. This is the 454309. Let's take a look at the mold. All right, here's our little Ideal 454309 Wadcutter for 45 caliber, right? Single cavity. So made in Middlefield, Connecticut, so that puts it after 1925 when Lyman bought the Ideal Tool Company. Remember that Lyman carried the Ideal name up until the mid-60s. Okay, and this is a pretty old one. We can tell kind of from the interior. We don't have all of the vent lines that the more modern Lyman molds have. There are some vent lines up and down the sides. Okay. There's the other side, and it looks to be in pretty good shape, and I suspect, I'm not sure when those the other style vent lines went in with Lyman. Some of you guys know, but it was after the 1960 period, I believe. I'm not sure about that either. It was thereabouts. Anyway, this guy was probably made back about 1940 or so. This is an old mold. All right, we'll see how it casts. This will be the first time I've cast this one. Okay. Old school Lyman handles. These are for the small size. These handles come in a small and a large, the large being for the older two cavities. All right, so we're going to go ahead and cast this guy up. We're going to use the kind of a lower BHN alloy. Comes in at usually around 10 or 11 with my range scrap plus tin that you've seen me use a lot for these kinds of bullets. And they'll be powder coated, of course, so they'll hold up just fine. So let's go ahead and get into the casting. Now, I know that you guys already know that if you're watching on YouTube, I can't show you the actual casting process. I can show you what we came up with. If you're watching on Rumble, you'll see the whole thing. And if you haven't been to the Rumble channel, you can go to rumble.com and type in my channel name, which is what you see right here. Okay, and you'll get there. All right, let's get to casting. Okay, there we go. Not real sharp. It's not perfect. It's usable. And by sharp, I mean, we look at that top edge there, and it's a little rounded in spots. I believe I'll keep this one and go ahead and shoot it. Well, let's see if they get a little better as we get going here. So this is something of like a transitional wad cutter. Okay, we can see that, we got us a crimp groove there, and we've got quite a bit of material that's going to be up above that. All right, let's do some more. Here's our Ideal 454309. It's a real old mold. Okay, made after 1925 because of the Middlefield, Connecticut insignia there. Lyman moved the company from New Haven over to Middlefield when they bought it in 1925. And we got 50 or so bullets there. They'll shoot. Here are our measurements for that little Ideal 454309. Came in at 232 grains on average. The single cavity there right at 0.454, just like it says. How often does that happen? Never. Right. Ran it a little bit warmer than some of my other moles, iron moles. Okay, most of mine like 700. This one wanted to be a little hotter. Okay, overall length up to the top of that rounded nose, 0.651, and up to the top of the shoulder there was 0.395. Okay, here's our little ideal 454309 done up in Eastwood Signal Red. Always a good coater. Does a nice job. Right, there you go. She cast pretty well. This one wanted to run a little hotter than iron molds usually want to run for me. It wasn't particularly cold that day, but that may have had something to do with it. But anyway, we got them done, and you saw the data sheet there. So what we'll do then next week is we'll get out and get them shot and bring you all of that footage and you know, a little bit about the loading process and so forth as well. So that's going to be enough for this one. I hope you enjoyed that and got something out of it. But from the Viejo bench for now, that's all she wrote.